What's up? My name is Henry. I love music. This is
Hey.
where I talk about it. This is the first in a new series called Henry Loves Music Online, where I talk to artists that aren't just touring or living in Dallas, but who are
hmm
across the country, all over the world. Today, I am very honored to have. Who do I have with me, and where are you from?
Nectarine girl, and I am based in New York City or in Brooklyn.
Well, first off, a late congratulations, but congratulations on your album. Good excuse
Thank
for
you.
laziness. It came out a little over a month ago, right?
hmm
How is the post album, post release marketing type of cycle treating you?
Honestly, I've kind of dropped the ball. Like I can't even be like, "Oh my God, it's been so hard" because I've just literally like been avoiding it, to be completely honest. I mean, it's been good. It's like it took so many years for me to get this thing out. So, I mean, it feels good to just finally have like all of that stuff off my chest, and now I feel like I can finally like move on with my life and kind of pick up from a new place as a musician.
For sure. Yeah. It's been a what, a 3, 4 year release
It's been
cycle?
4 years.
Crazy. Crazy, crazy,
Crazy.
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 I'm always interested in super long, not necessarily album rollouts, but super long release processes because
hmm
you go through so many stages as a person in the
hmm
years that you're
hmm
making a project, and keeping a central idea or a central theme is always super, super interesting. Do you look back at kind of where you were when you first were conceptualizing this album and look at it now, and is that not crazy?
It's like I okay, in the last like year, I feel like I am no longer like a chronically mentally ill person, which is like awesome. So yeah, for me to like go back and listen to these songs that I made when I was like quite possibly the worst that I had ever been in my life and just writing music about being miserable. Like this whole album, unfortunately, is just like kind of about being miserable and like just sad stuff. So like listening to it, I'm like, damn, like I don't really relate to that anymore, which is honestly really good and I think it's just like a natural process of life, but like it is really crazy to like listen to this stuff that I was thinking about and compelled to write about when I was like 20 and now being 24, just being like I don't relate to that. And honestly, like I feel like wow, like I've grown so much as a person and I'm just like excited to like I don't know, like do new stuff and like see where things go from here.
For
But yeah,
sure.
it is a crazy feeling.
Was it kind of hard to revisit some of that stuff when you were making the album, and like even the finishing touches, just like trying not to or having to relive some of that stuff?
I literally like couldn't listen to it. Like I would have to like okay, because my girlfriend's my mixing and mastering engineer, right? Which is awesome. And so like she'd be like, okay, I need you like I need you to like give me mix feedback. Like I need you to tell me if this mix is good. And I'd be like, it's good. I really honestly like I don't want to listen to it. Like it's fine. And she's like, no, no, no. Like actually that's not how this works. Because then I'm gonna do the master and you're gonna have to listen to the master and you're gonna be like, actually I don't like that. And I'm not gonna be able to fix it. So you actually have to listen to it. So it would just take me like so long. Like it would take me a week, if not more, sometimes to like actually get myself to listen to a mix. Because I'm just like, I actually don't want to listen to that song that I wrote when I was like the most depressed I've ever been in my life. Like I don't want to go to that place.
Yeah, that was one of my later questions. If you had like how
hmm
often you had to have to listen to this stuff. A majority of the artists I talk to, they straight up just don't listen to their music after it releases, and like very minimally while it's being made.
Yeah,
And especially with such an emotional project, it's like,
it's brutal. It's honestly so yeah. Like I can't. I don't. Oh, I don't really listen to the album now just because like full disclosure, like that's I'm just like not really listening to a lot of like shoegaze rock music lately. Like I'm listening to stuff that's totally different right now. So just like I'm just like not like I don't want to be depressed right now. I gotta
oh
go.
yeah, for
You know what I
sure.
mean?
What's in the rotation right now?
I've been listening to like almost exclusively like dance pop, EDM, techno, like yeah, like electro pop, stuff like that. Like I've been listening to a lot of the new Slater stuff. Have you heard of
Oh yes. Oh yes.
It's so good. It's
So
so good.
good.
And the music videos, have you seen the music videos?
I haven't, but I keep seeing people talk about
Oof,
them.
you have to. You
Okay.
have to. Those music videos, those are my Stairmaster classics. Like I just get on the Stairmaster and I just watch all of her music videos and I'm like, yes, this is
Gotcha.
it. So good. Slater, Kim Petras, Frost Children. Frost Children are
Ooh.
like they're like God to me.
That's hilarious. I
Mhm.
The most conflicting moment in my entire life was it was in September. I had to decide on either going to the Blade show or the Frost Children show because it
Come
was the
on.
exact same night at the
Come
exact
on.
same time, and they were not even a block away from each other.
You can like go in between. That's actually horrible.
I
That's like
okay.
psychological torture.
It was, and I thought about going in between for the longest time, but once I got to the Blade show, that crowd was not letting you leave. It was a bunch of like
Oh,
15, 16-year-old boys, and they were dead set on like getting to the front. So there was no leaving. But
there's no leaving.
there's no
There's no
leaving, but I heard the show was really good. So
yeah, I love them. I love them.
well, tapping back into the music that we're here to talk about. What was the timeline on the track list? Because I know you said a lot of those songs were 3, 4-year-old songs. Obviously, Aubergine released first. How many years did they all span?
I'm actually pulling up the track list so I could tell you. Oh, okay. A lot of these. Okay, Aubergine, um, Beauty is Blinding, Devour Me, How Long, Seeing Me in Your Eyes. I want to say all of those songs were like, all of those songs were like 2022, and like I am the way that I do like chronologically whatever. The way that I chronicle all of these is like what guy I was dating when I wrote the songs. Um, so all of those songs are guy number one, which is 2022.
Wait, that's actually really
Um,
funny.
yeah, it just like matters. Like it's just you know what I mean? Yeah, before photo two was 2022. And then yeah, I guess was when I started dating my girlfriend. So like those were like 20, I think okay, it was mostly divided between like 2022, I didn't write anything 2023. Actually, that's a lie I did. I wrote Sewing 2023. That's the only song I wrote in 2023 and it's the saddest song on the album because that was actually hands down the worst year of my life.
Gotcha.
Um yeah, and then I want to say, yeah, right there. I guess. Pretty Like Water. I don't know. You didn't go to bed. Those were all 2025. Yeah, that I finished doing those.
Okay.
So,
There are a
mhm.
handful of somewhat recent ones.
Yeah, yeah. And like, I waited this long for them just because, like, I wanted to give the songs the best possible chance to do well. You know, like, I didn't want to just release them and have nobody hear it. So I waited. That's why it's like so many
Right.
years.
And that was literally the next line I have was
Hmm.
one of like the big points you were talking about with before photo was like I waited so long for the best possible time for as many people to hear this song as possible. And before photo had quite the amount of listeners. Do you feel like that is a process that usually pays off, or is it kind of a big gamble that just happened to work then?
Honestly, wouldn't even say it's so much of a gamble because I deliberately was like, I will not release these songs until I have representation who can help me, like until I have somebody who can access, like who has access within the industry to like help me put these songs out and have them actually be heard and like have a good chance of being playlisted.
For
Because
sure.
when you're doing like playlist pitching yourself as an independent artist, it's like, here's my song. Like, you know, there's such a small chance that you'll actually get playlisted.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I just like I was like, I'm not releasing these songs. Like I just wouldn't until I was like, okay, I have a manager who's, you know, has inside connections to distributors, like has a lot of experience doing this and is confident that we'll be able to get it playlisted. Like I just didn't want to set myself up for more failure, you know? I wanted to get myself to a point where it didn't feel like a gamble, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. That makes a lot of sense. I don't think a lot of people realize how tough the streaming service industry is in general,
Hmm.
but especially the playlisting because it's important. It's really easy just to view it as like something that's on the homepage, but actually just getting in there is so
It's so hard, and people actually listen to that shit. Like,
yeah,
like I
exactly.
didn't know people like I have never in my life turned on a Spotify playlist ever, ever.
I
So
I can't say that I have either, but I know quite a handful of people that have. So it's like it's a whole nother world out there, but it's a world you have to tap into.
yeah, it is.
And I guess that leads up into my follow-up is since the industry is so difficult as an independent artist and all this stuff is still so like not necessarily new, but it's uncharted territory for a lot of independent
Mhm.
and new artists. Did that affect how you would like plan on releasing a lot of these songs, especially like conflicting views within yourself on like I really need to release this right now or I really want to release this right now, but I just can't see it doing well on streaming or something like that. Is that is that stuff that impacted a lot of the time
I
frames
mean,
or?
Yeah, like I think more than anything, honestly, like the streaming platform is one thing, but I think the thing that kind of deterred me from being able to be confident in releasing stuff or like feeling like, ooh, like I don't see this doing well in this way or next the other way is honestly social media. And I feel like that's even more important than streaming to a certain extent. Like I feel like streaming is like you either have a manager who can help you get on a playlist or you don't, and you're just kind of like throwing your shit into the wind and like whatever happens happens. But like I think the most kind of deterrent I felt from like, ooh, I don't know if this is gonna do well, or like I feel like it's not gonna really track well with people is like social media. Like my and admittedly my music is not like the music you put behind to get ready with me or like a come with me to this matcha in New York. Like it's like not, it's just not that. It's not like fit check music. So I definitely felt a little bit like, ooh, that's why I kind of needed like the extra help just to kind of like get some guidance as to like how to market myself specifically with this album, which is also kind of like not to speak too much about it, but like I've definitely taken some notes from how this went to like now going into my next record, just thinking about more like in tandem with making the music, how I'm going to market it at the same time as making it.
For sure.
Hmm.
Social media is a crazy place to market music. It's so interesting seeing the landscape of it because it's so accessible, but at the same time, it's like so inaccessible. You
Hmm.
can you can throw as much out there as you would like, but there's so many defined and like specified, like social norms and trends with Get Ready's with Me and
Hmm.
all the different come with me stuff
Come
where
with me stuff. Mm.
I'm cutting that part out.
No, that was funny. I'm like, come with me, shit. Like, but you're right.
I should have added the matcha part in there, but whatever, bro.
Hmm. I love matcha. Like, I really
I also
do.
love
Like, I
matcha.
hate that it's because like it's come on now. Like, it's okay. Like, it's matcha. Like, it's like water. Like, what are we gonna do? Hate on water?
True. Have you tried hojicha?
No.
It's like matcha's distant, long lost relative. I was in New York last June. Are you Googling it right now?
Yeah, I don't fuck around. Oh, it's brown.
It is brown. It's very like nutty and almost chocolatey.
Mmm. Low caffeine content.
And it has
Okay.
low caffeine. I was in New York
Okay.
last June, and I was at this I was at this lunch,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the people there was like, "Have you guys tried hojicha?" I was like, "No." They were like, "You're trying it right now," and I was handed a cup of hojicha, and it was actually really good, but
I have to try it.
it's like the niche underground matcha.
Right, it's different. It's
Matcha's
like,
too mainstream and
yeah.
performative.
Right, but like, by the time you guys are on what I'm on something else.
Yeah,
Like I'm
bro.
on Hojicha now.
We're sipping on that shit that you can't even pronounce.
Right, right.
All right, anyways, back
Mhm.
back to the music. The most interesting thing for me with this album is how it compares to your last project. I started listening to you a little bit after Aubergine came out.
Mhm.
So, and after that, full like discography, deep dive, like the whole is this the light? And I find Aubergine such an interesting and almost like very fitting transition in between the two sounds of the projects because is this the light is very like kind of not necessarily lighthearted but very like singer-songwriter, very up
Yeah.
tempo, and to an extent Aubergine starts out softer and kind of quieter and looser, and then that breakdown transitions it into this new heavier grunge sound that is found a lot throughout the album. Do you see the sound and like the overall like genre of this album as a transition or as kind of as like where you were at mentally as you said earlier after like post that album's release? Because I know you've talked about the release of that album before online.
Yeah, I mean definitely. Like I was doing a lot of like the singer-songwriter kind of folky, like folk rock type of thing, just because like that was where I was at in my life. And I honestly also think that it had a lot to do with like I made that album like during the pandemic, and a lot of what I did was, I got a dog, or my family got a dog who's actually right here.
Whoa.
She's right behind me.
Wow. Special guest.
Special guest alert. Yeah, she's right behind me. we got her during the pandemic, and what we did was a lot of like nature walking and like a lot of just like being by myself and like as I'm honestly really not an extrovert, so like the time alone part of the pandemic for me was awesome. Like I just love to be by myself, and I would just go on these nature walks with the dog for like hours and just be in the forest for hours and just like walk around with her, and she'd get all muddy whatever, and I felt very much like close to nature in that way. And so I think that that kind of experience really made me gravitate more towards like a folk rock kind of like singer songwriter sound, just because it kind of, I don't know, feels very like naturey to me, I guess. Or that's such a stupid way to describe that, but like yeah, I think
No,
that
I know what you mean.
yeah, like I think that being in nature a lot and like the innocence of having my first dog ever and like experiencing an animal and like the innocence of an animal and like being by myself like inspired a lot of that innocence that is on that first record. Um, and then, like just like some bullshit started happening to me in my life. So I was like, okay, like whatever. And I honestly started listening to shoegaze a lot more, or I got a lot more into it. In like 2022, I started listening to like Tagabow. I listened to like Wednesday, Full Body 2, like a lot of like Philly shoegaze bands. There's like a huge shoegaze scene there, and I started listening to a lot of stuff from there, like Bleary Eyed, a lot of their stuff, and I was like, okay, this is like, I feel like I identify with this more, just because like that was, I had this horrible, horrible, and you know what? It's fine. Like I am gonna say it, like this Whole Foods job. I worked at Whole Foods. Oh my god, they don't give a fuck if you live or die at Whole Foods. Like actually, they like okay, the shopping experience is actually great. Like they do locally source all of their products.
Right.
Like that is really cool as a supermarket. But like, oh my god, like hated working there. And like some other just like stuff happened in my life, and I was, I just felt like that first album was me kind of like coming out of adolescence and into adulthood, and that's kind of like what is this the light means, is like, is this the light at the end of the tunnel, like is this what I was supposed to be looking forward to, etc. And then this next album that I just made is kind of like adult, like early adult womanhood, and just kind of exploring like all of the things that challenged me in my early adulthood, and like I don't know, things that kind of made me who I am today, and like made me understand, and I've said this before, like it made me understand like how resilience is a virtue and how you need to really like understand and process these things, but like you need to bounce back from it too.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of a long-winded answer, but yeah.
No, that great answer. And it's funny that you mentioned Whole Foods because I watched like a 10-minute TikTok the other day
Mhm.
about this guy that was like Whole Foods was great if you worked there up until the pandemic, and then
Yeah.
they would have ran over you with a forklift and not have cared after.
No, actually, and I remember like my coworkers saying that too. They were like, "Yeah, this place used to be great until the pandemic. Like this place like is horrible now." Which is, it just sucks because they are a good supermarket. But honestly, Trader Joe's all the way.
Shout out Trader Joe's. There's not one near me,
Shout
and
out Trader Joe's.
there's not one near me, and it makes me so sad every single time I think about it. But sometimes I will make the extra journey because it's worth it.
Low key, same. I started doing that too. Like it's kind of a commute for me, but I started doing it because it's just like, yeah, like everything's so much cheaper there.
It's cheaper and it tastes better and it's worth it, and they have a better selection. So,
This is true.
and they also like care about their workers, which is always a plus.
Right.
Always a
Right.
plus. Going back to kind of the themes, the transitioning of the themes of the albums, the whole like Nectarine Go project,
Yes.
as I'm going to refer to it, is super interesting, and it's kind of like you said, it's almost like you're growing with it
Hmm.
as you listen through it. Do you view Nectarine Girl and the music that like comes out of it as an extension of yourself, or do you kind of view it more as like almost like a character that you tap into? Because I Nectarine Girl has a very like clear cut aesthetic, clear cut like
Hmm.
world building, that type of stuff. Do you does that make it harder to put yourself back in those shoes whenever you need to go back to it? Or do you still view it as an extension of yourself?
Okay, wait. Before I answer this, I have to plug my phone because it's about to die. But
Okay.
it's, yes, it's like it's kind of like an avatar of myself. It's like, okay, like I am Nectarine Girl, obviously, but I'm also like I'm me, and it is this avatar kind of thing. And I got the idea from during the pandemic when I was first starting this artist project, I watched this TED talk of I believe the woman who wrote Eat, Pray, Love,
Hmm.
and she was talking about how like the ancient Grecians used to like talk about muses and how muses would visit them and you wouldn't kind of attribute your creative pitfalls or like inability to be creative to yourself. You would attribute it to like, oh, the muses haven't visited me. Like it's not my fault or it's not a moral failing of mine. It's just that like I haven't been visited. And like if you wanted to tap into that creative thing, you would summon a muse. Like you would summon something that was like external to you. And I thought that that was really great because I was struggling with a lot of like writer's block, creative block, and just like feeling really shitty about myself if I couldn't write something. So that advice and that kind of like speech that she gave was really inspiring to me. And like, okay, I think that I just felt like that was a really great way to think about being creative that took a lot of the pressure off because it's so difficult, borderline impossible to be creative if you feel like pressure to be creative. It's almost like that optical illusion with the dots, where if you try to look at the dots, they disappear.
Right.
That's how I feel like it is a lot of the time, where if like you're trying too hard, it's just not going to happen for you. So yeah, I kind of started doing that, and then after I started thinking about that more and more, I kind of wanted to give that muse a name, or like I wanted to have a stage name for more of that like space from the creative aspect, so I could just like kind of retreat and be me. And then if I wanted to like be creative or tap into this, whatever, it's almost like separation of like personal, like what is that, like work balance, personal work
Work
balance.
balance.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I started going by Nectarine Girl just to kind of like take some of the pressure off. And so I definitely still see it that way, like it's my project, but I don't know. After so many years of working on it, it's definitely hard to not feel like it's tied to, my identity in whatever kind of way. But like I think that not going by I think it would feel so much worse if I went by my, like Leo Natalia or like Leah Rosen. Like that also my last name is not, it's not a gorgeous, beautiful last name. So like I feel like it's just not. But yeah, it definitely takes a lot of pressure off for me to not go by my name. And it gives me a lot more freedom to be creative and kind of create this avatar superhero kind of thing where it's like, okay, I can design this character and like what does she look like? Blah blah blah. Like her style can be totally different to my style. Like her ideas can be different to my ideas. The way she dresses, what she likes can be totally different. And it's not usually, but it gives me and her a lot more freedom to both be ourselves, I guess.
Right.
Hmm.
Right. It's a really
Hmm.
cool almost like dramatization
Hmm.
of like real world experiences.
Hmm.
The first example that came to mind is Hannah Montana, but
Oh, work.
there's a
You.
there's a second thing that I'm thinking of that I just can't remember right now. But yeah, I mean like creating a almost separate persona or character that is the ability for you to write or to vent or to create about real life experiences, but you still have a place to retreat back to and experience more of actual life and actual things that are happening around you.
Hmm.
It creates a really interesting space musically, and I think that has really carried over, which is one of the reasons why your music is awesome.
Thank you.
Hashtag epic.
Hashtag epic.
Proud, what is it? Nectaropia? Is that what?
Nectartopian.
Nectartopian? Proud Nectartopian for the past 2023 years.
Wow.
2023.
And thank you for your service.
Of course.
Your service is noticed and appreciated.
Thank you. I remember I found aubergine off of like it was something really stupid. It was like off of a fashion like influencer story.
Okay, work.
Like they were like doing a Q and A like what music do you listen to? Or like do you listen
Hmm.
to they were like do you listen to rock or something? And they were like does this count? And
Oh
it
my
was
God, was it John Thrifts?
yes. Yes it
Bitch, I know
was.
all of you. I know all of you.
That's
I
hilarious.
know Gucci Fork. I know John Thrifts. I know Henry Loves Ninja. Like I see y'all.
Boom.
I see.
Henry Loves
Boom.
Ninja just entered the universe. That's
Right.
hilarious. What was the
Boom.
first one?
Gucci Fork.
That sounds so. I'm thinking Gucci Pineapple.
And and I know him too, actually.
I also know him. He's
Mhm.
he's a proud member of the Henry Loves Music family.
Wow.
I interviewed him and his band last May, and
Right.
I love you,
Right.
Gucci, for
All
watching
in.
this. I love you
Oh
all.
my God, yeah, he's so funny.
He wished me a happy new year, and I almost cried. Very
Oh.
cool. Love that, man. Going more from the thematic elements of this album, I want to touch on the actual like production. Because correct me if I'm wrong, the whole album is self-produced, right?
Yes, yeah. There are some songs that I collabed with my girlfriend on.
Right.
Collab, hashtag collab, but yeah, it is
Okay.
self-produced.
Honestly, like it's so cool. Self-produced projects are always super awesome, and I feel like they are becoming a lot more common.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas people really only talked about self-produced like projects within like hip hop or rap, and now we're seeing it expand onto like shoegaze and rock or EDM or these like different genres where the artist has like 100% creative control.
Mm-hmm.
And here it's kind of extended into your audience as well because a big part of the way you've marketed the album is here's how I did this,
Mm-hmm.
here's how I got this tone, here's how I sound like this, here's how I layer my vocals. Did you see that open like a whole new audience for your music doing those kind of stuff?
I mean, yeah, like the algorithm just loves that shit. Like production breakdown content is there's such a huge market for that on social media. And honestly, when I started working with my manager, he advised me to stop making that kind of content because it pigeonholed me into like tutorial style content. And
Hmm.
I noticed this because I was doing that for a long time and I was like, okay, like I'm getting all these followers, like this is great, all these people are paying attention to me, but like nobody's going to my Spotify. Nobody's streaming my music. I don't even know if people know that I make music despite me talking about it in every single video. So I think that yes, it did kind of bring a lot of people in, but I don't know if it was exactly for the right reasons. I don't regret making that content because I think it's like I don't know. I enjoyed making that kind of content. I mean, to an extent, as much as a person can enjoy making content.
Right.
Um, I liked it because I got to kind of show like this is like literally how I made this thing, and as a woman in the music industry, people are so they just want to take credit away from you so easily. Like it's just any moment that they get a chance to, it's just like I've had my name on projects next to somebody who has like a male name, and then people just assume that the male name person did the whole thing to the
Right.
point where like there are some songs of mine on Genius where I'm not credited as a producer. You know what I mean?
Really?
It's yes, like it's crazy. Like I've been at shows and people are like, "Oh, like people just like assume whoever is in the band, like anybody but me is a producer." People love to assume that, which makes it so important for me to like show people like, "No, no, no, no. I'm doing this myself." And which has also kind of created a complex for me too, where like I feel like if I relinquish any sort of like creative control or if I ask for any kind of help, I'm forfeiting any kind of credit that I have or any kind of like, yeah, like any credit that I have to have made my own work. So it's made me very like fearful and hesitant to accept any kind of help for a long time, which is not good. Like anything really good in the world was made by more than just one person. Tame Impala is not just one guy. It's not just one guy. Like I would
Not
like to
just
say he's
one
one guy,
guy.
he's not, you know?
Not just one guy. As
He's
as
not.
as funny as it is, it's not just one guy.
It's not like it's so many people like need to help you make decisions and like I don't know. Like it's not a bad thing to ask for help. And I think that that's so I don't know, at least for me as a woman in the music industry who self-produces like I was so afraid to ask for help for so long and I was so afraid to like, have people come in and like even like mix and master my stuff like or do anything. Like I was so afraid that like if I let anybody help me, I was buying a ticket to like the stupid show or like the like I was just like completely I don't know, forfeiting any kind of credit that I had. So
Oh yeah.
I'm learning to not do that and I'm learning to let people help me. Like now I let, my girlfriend help me, especially like on this next album that I'm making, which is like a departure from anything that I've ever made before. Like I'm really challenging myself with this next thing that I'm doing. So I'm asking for a lot of help now.
Gotcha.
Still in control, but asking for help is good.
It's so real, especially in this like you said, especially as a woman in the music industry and with this like piranha infested waters that are the average audience of just like they won't look into it. They will just
No.
they'll 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 judge it off the cover and just be like whatever goes goes. But
Mm-hmm.
it is just super cool and like I said, the rise of self-produced music, especially in in with women in music and queer people in music and people
Hmm.
in music. It's so awesome to see this shift away where it's becoming more recognized. And like you said, it's not to relinquish total control over your project. Your hands are still on the wheel, but
Hmm.
you're asking for directions.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, this is like an not off topic, but off theme question.
Hmm.
I was reading an interview you did with oh, I can't remember the name. They're gonna hate me. I'll put it on screen in post. But
Hmm.
you talked about it was about how the first track is like 800% slowed down
Hmm.
um of Beauty's Blinding. And in that interview you said something about it being my chair just snapped.
Mm.
That was the most terrified I think I've ever been in my entire life.
I just saw your life flash before you. I was like, oh.
I'm definitely keeping that part in. Anyway, in that interview, you said it was the Justin Bieber, uh,
Hmm.
Baby Slow Down. You said it was an Undertale reference somewhere.
It is. Okay, so the story behind that song, my girlfriend, my girlfriend Thea, is a mastermind. She just like her thing is audio engineering. She went to school for audio engineering. She just likes to play with like everything in the studio is pretty much hers. Like she just loves to like tinker with sounds and whatever. Like I don't even know how to explain the shit she does because it's so complicated. But she I like put her onto Undertale and we played it together for the first time and she loved it. And her being her as she does, she's like, I need to actually download all the sound fonts and I need to understand exactly how he made everything. And then also I need to recreate every single song on my own without looking at anything. Like I need to be able to do like a sound alike of the song, like of the um there was one particular song of when you go into like the when you beat the like amalgams. Oh, I don't remember what it's called.
Is it Here We Are?
No, I'm gonna maybe. No, it's
That's the battle theme. I
mm-mm.
sorry, I love this game. I'm nerding out right now.
I had a phase of my life where it was like, yeah, if you want to talk about anything that's not Undertale, you're gonna have to talk to somebody else. Because
I I had a phase of my life, and that phase is still going on, and it was very strong when the new chapters of Deltarune came out last year. I genuinely
right,
would not consume any other media.
right. And here's my problem is that I am having a hard time getting past the end of chapter two. Especially because like I just don't have a lot of time. So I'm just like, oh my God, like we're gonna fight the thing again and Birdly, what are we doing? But
I will say chapter two is the weakest chapter in my
mhm,
opinion. I think it's the weakest one.
that's what everybody says.
Chapter three is just so much better. It picks up.
Oh my God. You literally know your shit's so good. This is exact this it's literally here we are. So so you got it. Like
Let's go.
you know what's up.
I made a yeah
Hmm.
yeah. I made
It's just too good.
a one of the last YouTube videos I made last year was a Deltarune soundtrack deep dive of like how everything was made.
I gotta check that out. I'll be
It
checking
was
that out.
thank you. It was a very fun video to make. It's one of my most viewed videos, which I wasn't expecting.
Hmm.
But yeah, Toby Fox is a mastermind. It's
He was my in my top five for like 2 years.
I'm surprised he wasn't in my top five last year.
Hmm.
I I know you haven't gotten to the chapters. I don't know if you've listened to any of the music from it.
A little bit. Like my girlfriend like is like obsessed with it, so I've heard a lot of stuff. But
Once you get to chapter four and you hear second and third sanctuary, you'll know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
It's wonderful.
I'm
Um,
actually gagged that you knew exactly the song I was talking about without
I
even just like I actually sent me this one.
I genuinely it scares me sometimes, but I know that soundtrack front to back, heart by heart, heart to heart. Like
Hmm.
I love it.
Hmm.
I love it. I have it on CD sitting on my dresser, literally
Wow,
feet away from me.
that's real as fuck. Yeah. Okay. So she like basically she did like a sound alike of here we are an amalgam just because she was like I actually need to do this right now. I need to be able to recreate this. And then she was going through it and she was it was the barrier this
Yeah,
one. So I can actually like get into this because you actually are gonna know what I'm talking about and be interested. Like it
I'm
was
still
the
lost right
barrier.
now.
I think either the barrier, which I think is just either the either Asgore or Bergen.
It's I know what you're talking about.
Uh huh.
It's Is it Small Shock? Is it slowed down Small Shock?
Like you're probably right.
Am
Hold
I?
on. See, and if I'm scrolling to the
I'm gonna
soundtrack,
be
it's small
self-judging
track.
myself.
Oh, it's the one before. Oh, it literally is. It's this one. So okay, it that I believe
Yeah.
is the barrier is just small shock like 800 times slow down.
Mhm.
So then she found the actual like software that Toby Fox used to slow it down, and she just started doing that to all of my songs. And so we listened through, and
Wait,
there's
that's so
actually like,
cool.
yeah, there's like a whole like, and maybe at some point I'll release it, but like there's a whole album's worth of like B-sides that she did of just like her fucking around with all the songs and like all of, like the little Easter egg things that she did and like the production stuff. And honestly, like I would love to release it on her
That's
behalf at some point.
Yeah, I would love to listen. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome. But yeah, she like just started slowing down all my songs, and then she showed me the one for Beauty is Blinding, and we were both like, "Whoa, like this one's special, like this one's different. This is crazy. It sounds like a like an abyss. Like it just sounded like super crazy and magical." So I was like, honestly, like this is so good, like it has to be on the album. So we put it on the album, and it had to be that one into Beauty is Blinding because it's like a cool, I don't know. And sometimes we play it at shows like as the intro if we like have the time to set up the sampler. But that is the story, the full story behind that song.
That's wonderful. It's very rare that I get to nerd out that hard. When I do interviews and when I do music, so that was that was kind of scary, but that was awesome.
I was kind of scared.
I I I was just scared of myself a little bit. I've never. That's not true. I know my Undertale, but
hmm No, it
uh,
was honestly like that was fierce. Like,
thank you,
like
thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm impressed.
I'm telling you, it was a very long, still ongoing phase where like Undertale and Deltarune media was all I could see.
Rightfully so. It's good media.
It's good
It's
media.
good.
But anyways, to wrap up a little bit, because we've kind of explored this whole new world that you've built and this whole, I guess, setup for how Nectarine Girl is growing and was growing and will continue to grow. Um, I have two more questions. First is what advice do you have for either independent artists or an artist that you may see in a situation you were in making the album, before the album, after the album? And since my name is Henry Loves Music, my favorite question to ask people is why do you love music?
Okay, these are good questions. Well, let me answer your first question. Advice. Mental illness is not is not a little locket. It's not a charm bracelet. It's not a cutie little thing that's like, oh my God, I'm mentally ill. Like, whatever. Like, I'll ignore it. I'm not going to go to therapy. I'm just going to write songs about it. Blah, 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 blah. You like, it's actually, it's holding you back. And the whole struggling artist thing is not like, no. Like, it's your mental health comes first. And your mental health is not, it should not be the fuel with which you use to burn the fire of your creativity. That is a horrible recipe for disaster. Um, don't do that. Also, this is kind of just life advice in general, but it's been such a like one of the most important things that has lifted me from the pits of mental illness to an extent. You don't need to punish yourself. The universe will do that for you. Life will punish you. So you don't have to spend your whole life beating the shit out of yourself. Famously, RuPaul once said, "Lady, get off the cross, ladykins. We could use the wood. Like, get off the cross. You don't need to be punishing yourself to be successful. There's a difference between being disciplined and being hardworking and torturing yourself. And the latter is not. That is a ticket to being unsuccessful and miserable. It's not worth it. If you need to rest, rest. Rest is not weakness. Rest is the currency with which you pay to do the work. So important. Also, don't be afraid of social media. Social media, as much as it sucks and it's horrible and you're allowed to complain about it, social media is your friend. This is the best time in the history of the world to be a musician because literally anybody can be a musician. You can make a hit song from your couch, from your bedroom, from the shower. You can do anything. Just figure out, oh my god, this is so important. While you are making your music, it is just important, if not more important, sorry, it actually is more important for you to figure out how you're going to market yourself. I made that mistake where I was so busy being fucking mentally ill and blah blah blah. Oh my god, I need to post on social media. I need to blah blah blah, 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 to where like I didn't spend enough time developing a marketing strategy for myself, and now it's like making reels and putting myself out there is so much more painful than if I had just spent time. And it can be really fun. Like marketing and promoting yourself can be very fun if you do it right and you take the time to figure out what it is you want to put out there, like who you are, who your character is, like make it a fun game for yourself, like designing an avatar and designing a world for your music, like world build, like do make lore, make like a costume. What color does your character's hair have? Where do they live? Like what do they smell like? What colors do they like to wear? What do they eat? Like what does the sky look like on this planet? Like what is the weather like? What is like all of these, what kind of clothes do they wear? Like this can be something that is very fun and is 100% necessary if you want to be successful. I didn't think I made this mistake where I didn't put enough emphasis on this because I thought, I was like, oh well, this is just like fun and extra. Like what really matters is like making the music and just putting myself out there and doing the fucking TikTok trends and doing the fucking renegade. Like that is not what matters. Like the painful stuff, just because it is painful does not mean it's the right shit to do. Market yourself and figure out a fun, interesting way to market yourself. That is so fucking important. Next.
That was actually a really good answer. I to add on to before you answer the last one, I feel like
Go for
people
it.
people see world building and like this whole character development as an exclusive thing to like concept albums or like
Mm-hmm.
almost like you have to think it so in depth that there is a consistent story and a consistent narrative throughout your entire album, which can be the case, but it's not 100% required to have a, like Ethel Cain level crazy book of an album. It can
Mm-hmm.
just be your how people view the person singing the song. I think
Mm-hmm.
that is very important, like you said.
Yeah, like think about, no, 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 and it's an important addition. Like think about all of the people, all of your favorite musicians, all of the people who are, and it's not like it's a popularity contest, but like all the people who are really popular slash doing something slash moving culture forward. Those are the people who figured out what the fuck they're doing and how they're marketing their shit. And like, okay, like Sabrina Carpenter, she has a world. She probably smells like vanilla. You know what I mean? Like she has like, when you picture Sabrina Carpenter, it's like, okay, blonde, light blue, blah blah blah, blah. Like Chapel Roan, Zara Larson. Zara Larson's marketing for her last album, I just in the marketing alone,
Insane.
I'm a big fan of her. Just in the marketing alone, that is literally, look at, honestly, fuck everything else. Like look at how Zara Larson went from the Kaya Asylum to to where she is now. It is literally like the music is great. Midnight Sun, a never ending Midnight Sun
Never ending midnight song.
is great, but like the marketing is the difference. And it's so fun. Like it can be the tchotchke bell, the flower on the hair, the fun music video, the dolphin. Like that shit is fun. Marketing is fun. It can be fun. That is all. That is my soapbox. I literally cannot reach how important that is and how it's not something to be afraid of as an artist. Like don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of social media. Don't be afraid of marketing yourself.
Shout out Zara Larson.
Turn out Zara Larson. Oh my god. Anywho, um, why I love music.
It's a lot more of a loaded question than it seems.
Um, I think that my answer would have been different 2 years ago, or like when I started making this album to now, just because I listened to music for a completely different reason. Like I used to pretty much exclusively listen to like, indie grunge, like indie rock, alternative grunge, whatever, like alternative music. Like I used to pretty much exclusively, or not exclusively, like I've always listened to electronic music. I've always listened to whatever if I'm at the gym, if I'm like trying to like not be depressed, like I've always liked that kind of music, but mostly I would listen to rock music, alt rock, whatever. And a lot of the reasons I would listen to it was just because I was like, and this is not to say that this is why everybody listens to that style of music. Like I know some people derive genuine joy out of it and it makes them happy, but I would listen to a lot of it for catharsis. Like I just had a lot of really heavy emotions that I felt like it just felt really good to listen to sad music while I was really sad because it just kind of helped me like get all of it out, and it almost became like this thing that was so addicting to me. Like I loved writing sad music. I loved listening to sad music because I was just like in that place in my life. And yeah, I mean, it gave me catharsis. It was like, I had this like muse that would come to me to make sad music, and I felt so inspired by sadness and difficult emotions, and I felt it was so easy for me to like create something beautiful out of it, and so it kind of gave me purpose to be able to like take this really difficult, heavy stuff and be able to make something that I could call my own and that I could be proud of out of it when I felt so small. Like I felt like nothing. Like I felt so bad about myself. And then to be able to turn that into something like tangible that I would like, oh my God, like I made this thing. Like I can be proud of this thing that I made. Like that's kind of why I loved music when I started making this album. But I think now why I love music is for a completely like not a completely different reason, but very different in that like I really love music kind of like for what it is. Like I really can appreciate more, especially now that I'm listening to a lot of happier, more energetic music. Like I don't it's I guess it's like a bit more amorphous for me now. I don't know, I guess it's a difference between like why I love to make music and why I love to listen to it.
This is very true. It's two separate like
Hmm. Yeah, I guess
regions
like
of your brain almost.
why I like to make it now, I don't know, like it really feels just as simple as that it's just fun. Like I now, instead of trying to like build some kind of monument to my suffering, am now just trying to and am now just like having fun in like this different kind of style and method or like strategy or whatever, like process that I'm using to create. It just feels like, okay, let me just make something that is hard. Let me just make something hard and let me just make something like that sounds good and gives me energy and makes me want to dance. Like something that makes me smile and like something makes me want to like jump up and down. Like that's where I'm headed. And I know I like shouldn't talk about it too much because it's like, not anything that's really finished at all yet. But like, yeah, I'm like I just want to like dance. I want to move. I want to like make people happy. I think that like I spent so much of this record being so depressed, and I've learned so much since I started making it. I kind of want to like share what I've learned about how to get myself out of that place in this next thing. And so yeah, I think I love music just because it's like a way that we can, okay, it's literally oh, this is gonna sound so stupid, but it's like the Avatar people in Avatar where they have the tails and they can like connect the tails
Yeah,
and they can like
yeah,
see into each other. I feel like that's what art is for us, like it's like that is what art and music is. It's like I can tell you about me without telling you about me. And then even just in like the instrumental, like I'm telling you about me. And then as an artist, you're telling me about you. And then I can feel you and you can feel me and it's like, we're having a good time. That is a super, super long answer. But yeah.
like I said, it's two very different experiences, like making and listening. But it really is so beautiful how it changes
Hmm.
as you get older, as you experience more things. It's not a linear experience, and neither is making music. It's never a linear thing. And I will say it's very good that you still have fun making music because there's a lot of people that can't say that and they feel like they're stuck in a box. And
Yeah,
it's very cool to be able to say that you have fun making music, which is
I do. I do. I feel lucky. I didn't for a second and then now I do.
well, that's good. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you
Of
for being
course.
here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, I'll be waiting very patiently by my mailbox. I'm a proud CD pre-order purchaser.
And they're coming. They're coming.
There you go.
Hmm.
So I'm very excited about that. I am also very excited to see what comes from Nectarine Girl in the future. So
I hope you like it. I'm
I
scared.
I feel like you I feel like Nectarine Girl as like this whole world has with the last two albums it's become such a thing where the world is ginormous. It's not just it's
Hmm.
not just like indie folk. It's not just shoegaze. So I think whatever direction you decide to go in, I feel like it will still match the
I
progression.
hope so. I hope so. My manager seems okay with it, so so
And
there you
that's
go.
honestly the hardest part.
No,
So,
literally. Shout out Lewis.
Lewis.
Right.
I,
Godspeed.
thank you. Again, thank you so much for coming on. Um, good luck in your all your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Of course.
Likewise.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Of course.
I'll talk to you later. I'll send everything over. Have a
Beautiful.
fantastic rest of your day.
You too.
Thank you.